Hi guys, it's your life coach Samika. I'm back again with another message. I'm so glad to be here. I'm excited because the Lord has a message for you. I would like for you guys to stay tuned, and if you would like to get a one-on-one personal coaching with me, all you have to do is look in the description bar below or either pin in the comments. Make sure you do that because we need to connect, okay? And if you would like to continue watching this video, please stay tuned. I do know is that we got to stop expecting other people to support us, especially when they've not always been around you to support you. Just because you got something new, something else has come up that the Lord has actually brought you up in some type of a different calling and you're moving differently. When you have different things going on in your life and it's blessing you, we can't expect people who have never supported us to try to start supporting us now. It's simple as that. See, they're not going to support you because they didn't support you before, because they already seen that you had a call of God on your life, that you were already anointed to do what you're doing now. But now that it's coming together, you might see more dislike from them than support. Trust and believe, they're not going to change, because that's not what they wanted for you in the beginning. They knew what you was called to do. They saw the calling on your life. Just because you weren't doing what they were doing, just because you didn't go all out to do what they did and everything was going good for them, during those seasons where you weren't doing good, they were happy about it. You might think that some of these individuals were just sitting there not saying nothing. It was because they did not want that for you. Of course, most of you guys know that. But see, now that you've stepped up and you've leveled up and things are going good for you now, and that God has blessed your life, that doesn't mean that they're going to come and start, showing you off now or saying things about you or giving you your accolades right now. That does not mean that they're going to do that. See, the whole thing about you is for you to continue to do what you do and let it glorify God. Let it glorify Him. And as it glorifies Him, there's nothing they can do about it. They can try to stop you all they want to, but it's not going to work, because He has His hand up on your life. People know and see those that are chosen, who God has a hand on their life. They can see the light that is in that person. People know. See, and if they don't support you, it's just because they're not going to. They weren't meant to support you. They may try to fabricate things about you, because some people can be in the midst of you while you're doing great, actually bringing toxic situations in that environment. So Spirit normally pushes people out of your way. This is why they couldn't be around you. This is why they couldn't support you. This is why they didn't support you, because it wasn't meant for them to. See, now it is your responsibility to keep going, just to keep and stay strong and powerful in what you're doing. Go harder, because when you have success, when you are connected to God, when you're actually glorifying Him and it's successful, you will have the people that you need. It didn't have to be those people. I know you wanted your mom to be very proud of you. I know you wanted your family to be proud of you. I know you wanted everybody to be proud of you, but it's not going to be that way. It doesn't work like that all the time. Some people are lucky, are blessed to have that, but not everybody. And see, in this life, when you're chosen, you're going to have that. You're going to have so many people that love you, but it's not always going to be the main people that actually are connected to you in your bloodline. It's not always going to be that. It's not going to always be your family. It won't always be that. Most oftentimes, you're going to see people that don't even know you who are going to support you more than the people that are in your family or in your group or in your close circle. I'm telling you, you're going to see all of that. So don't let this get you all balled up and teared up about that. We're not going to even do that. We're going to keep it moving. Because see, remember how Yeshua, He had so many people that He pulled in. The people that came to Him, the people that He called and chose to be His disciples, were people that were not just high ranked. They were not high ranked in the community. That people didn't really support them. People didn't really like them like that. But He called those that weren't liked. So think about it. Those that weren't liked were the ones that may have had family that didn't support them at all, that didn't have people that were actually contributing to what they were doing. Those were the individuals who He called. So remember that. Keep that in mind. If He's calling you and He's allowing you to do some things that you're supposed to do for Him, not everybody's going to like you. They didn't like the disciples before. Those people didn't like those disciples. Actually, think about the tax collector. He was out collecting taxes. People hated that. They did not like that. They disliked him. So what do you think Yeshua did? He said, okay, well, I want you to come follow me. Come with me. I'm calling you. I want you to be a part of what we got going on here. We're about to change lives of everybody, and we're going to be living legends. So I want you to do this. See, you don't understand how your family, your friends, your close circle, they're not going to be the ones that's supporting you all the time. I want you to think about that. Let them reflect, because I want you to know that you do have support. You have people that love you. You have a God that loves you. God loves you with all his heart. He does not want you to be forsaken. He does not want you to go through the sadness of that. So when you actually focus in on those people not liking you or not supporting you, that's when depression creeps in. That's when things that, those things that you keep thinking about comes into your mind. It's not bringing that good vibration. It's not bringing in that good stuff. You're not glorifying the Lord when you do that, because that's not what he wants for you. He doesn't want you to be surrounded around those people. He wants you in the company of people who are going to be reaching out, who's actually touchable. So if they're not for God, if they're not for you, some people may be touched by, but just because you are connected to God, because you're glorifying him, and you glorifying him may bring them to him or to you. But those people who have not supported you before, they're not touchable. They're not meek. They're not changeable. They're not going to change. If anything, if you're doing something and they see you doing it, they're going to try to copy what you're doing. You can believe that. If you're doing something and they see that it's working for you, they'll start using that too. Y'all know them folks that try to steal your ideas. They try to do what you're doing. They try to set a point, trying to make it seem like, okay, well, I've been doing this. Now you have not been doing this. You've been doing with your own thing, but now you want to do what I'm doing. Simply because you see it works for me, but then it doesn't work for them, and they get upset. And this is where the jealousy comes in. This is where the envy comes in. Deceit. They start to be deceitful. It's deceit because they're not. See, God says a lot of people may come to him, but their heart is not. They may call on the name of the Lord, but their heart is not in it. And some people do that. They simply try to do what you're doing and try to glorify God, but their heart is not even in it. That's why it doesn't work for them. It's crazy because we know people like this. We've been knowing people like this. You probably grew up seeing that every time you had something great going on in your life, you seen other people doing it. Yeah, because you're a leader. You were born to be a leader. See, God called you to be a leader. And if they're not willing to follow him, they can't follow you. So he pulls them away from you. That's why he does that, because oftentimes they're following you to try to figure you out. They want to know, how did you do this? What did you do? They're actually what they call it, eavesdropping spirits. They eavesdroppers, and those type of people ain't supposed to be around you. Monitoring spirits, they're there just to monitor you, to see what you're doing. Yeah. So you don't need that around you. That's why you don't have the support from the people that you thought you were supposed to have support from, because he doesn't want them around you. Because all they're going to do is try to take what you're doing and do it the wrong way. Yeah. They will defile what you're doing and try to make it for themselves and try to make it fit for them. Some people will know that, but some people won't. See, some people will follow them because they don't know. Some people follow people so blindly these days. Y'all know that. People follow people so blindly these days, they don't even know if that person has a good spirit. They just follow them because everybody else is following them. Yep. And when you think about the word of God, when we talked about the Pharisees, a lot of those people followed the Pharisees because it was popular. It was because everybody else was doing it. That's the reason why. Everybody else was doing it, so they wanted to do it. Yep. It wasn't because it was right. It wasn't because it was good. It was because of what everybody else was doing. Who was it? I think it was Barabbas, the one they actually, they chose. He was actually the person that was in jail while Yeshua, and they betted that they wanted to see. They did some type of voting to see who they should hang, and they actually chose Yeshua. Yeshua did nothing wrong. All he was doing was blessing people. He was helping other people, and they chose Barabbas to be the one to let go, to let him set him free. That's crazy, right? And everybody that chose that was because everybody else was doing it. Because everybody else was doing it, but everybody else turned against God, except the one. They turned against Jesus, Yeshua. Except for the ones that he actually called. Of course, we already know what Peter did. Peter was just scared out of his pants that when they asked about him, but everybody else stayed by his side that he had with him. But they chose the wrong thing. See, that's why I say we got to be careful not to follow in line with other people who are actually following people just because it's popular. We have to know the spirit. We got to try the spirit by the spirit. So hopefully we can learn from that. Exactly. All right, guys, I thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like life coaching 101 with me, please be sure to look in the comments or look in the description bar below, and we can connect that way. I love you guys so much. Be blessed. If you would like to give to the channel, you can also do Superchat, Superthanks, or Cashapp $DivaTV. All right, peace, love, and light. Mwah.